Hey guys, it's Neil with Catalyst Machine Works, and I'm on my back porch. It is a beautiful day here in Montgomery, Texas. I have been spending way too much time on CAD lately. I've had a bug up my ass and just wanted to design stuff, so I decided to design a new version of the Shocker. This is our ultralight 5-inch. We've also got a 4-inch version of this thing. It's this one here on the right. If you guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I made a video on our YouTube channel. You can go to our catalystmachineworks.com website and see the product page. Made some other posts about it in other places. What this is a super lightweight, crazy lightweight. This thing is below 60 grams for a 5-inch. And it is right at 50 grams for the 4-inch. But it is an application-specific machine, okay? This thing is designed for going long distances, long flight times. It's not super durable. It's not designed to be super durable, okay? Different application than most people are used to. So I thought, and I actually had a lot of questions. Hey, man, can you design something that's just like the Shocker, but regular freestyle where you can carry a GoPro and smash it into concrete and bricks and the ground and trees and all that, and it's not going to explode? And I thought, you know what? I got to do that for you guys. I'm here for the people, right? So I set out to do that. And here's what we have. Okay, so this is, I've got them next to each other so you guys can kind of see the differences here. This is the Shocker tank. We're calling it the freestyle tank version of the Shocker. And so essentially it is beefed up. So it's like you took the Shocker, this skinny little turd, and you pumped him up with some cypionate testosterone and some Deca, and he sat in the gym and muscled up for about 2 years, right? He got a little bit of fat on his body too. He's got a big belly, super strong, and he can take a beating. He's not scared of anything. That's the Shocker. Here he is. Okay, so all of the components have been beefed up. So if you look at the two next to each other, you can see the arms are thicker. The top plate is thicker, the front brace is thicker, the rear brace, everything, right? The cage pieces, they're all thicker. So if I did a quick comparison, the top plate went from 2 millimeter, you see it there, to 3 millimeter. All right, the top plate has been extended so that you can run larger batteries. If I put these next to each other, okay, and you look at the distance from here to here, these are lined up. Keep in mind, these are lined up right here. So you look at the distance from here to here and there to there. Look at that. That's huge batteries you can fit on this thing. All right, let's look at the arms. So here's the difference in the arms. These are 4 millimeter thick here, and these are 5 millimeter thick. You can see that the width is significantly larger. All right, look at the front braces. Okay, you may hear some weird sounds in the background. I'm on the back porch, so I apologize for any strange sounds you might hear. All right, so there's the difference in the braces there. Look at the cage pieces. Okay, so this one's using 1.5 millimeter thick cage pieces up front here to protect your camera. This is 3 mil thick. How beefy is this? So beefy. All right, you get the idea. So it's been beefed up. All right, look at this. I call this the cross brace. That's 1.5 mil thick carbon, and that's 2.5 mil thick, so super thick. Now on these freestyle rigs, as we found with the Bang God, people like to use the air unit for obvious reasons. On the air unit, you can record crystal clear DVR video. Well, I guess it's not DVR video, but it's pulling the information right off the air unit. So there's no breakup. You're not having to pull that information off of your goggles. There's no breakup in there. And that's the reason why people want to use the air unit on these freestyle units typically. So it will fit an air unit. You've got these slots here where your straps go through. So the way this thing works is you've got a strap that can run through here under your stack right there. And you select which location you'd like to run your rear strap through. So if you've got a normal battery, let's say it's like a 1550 milliamp hours 6S battery. It's 75 millimeter long, so it's going to go from about here to about right here. So you'll be able to accompany that battery perfectly with two straps in these positions, this one and this one. Now, if you're running a really big battery, I don't know, a longer battery, I don't know how, what size that's going to be, but if it extends out past that, maybe you want to use this slot right there. So that's what that's there for. Now, GoPros, I haven't designed the GoPro mounts yet. I got to get busy with that, obviously, because that's one of the main reasons why somebody would want to fly this thing. And the GoPro mounts are going to connect onto these two bits here and come up. Now, this is nice, okay? Armonton does this. They've done this for a number of years, and it's a really cool design, and so I've kind of adapted the same idea here, is this incline is 30 degrees set. A lot of people in freestyle run 30 degrees, so that really brings down the complexity of the GoPro mount that you can put on here. You're just running 30 degrees. And I'm going to have, other ways that we can get different or less angle on the GoPro mount. So that's how that's going to work. A lot of the fine detail and whatnots about how this thing works, if you want to find out about it, you can go and look at my video on the original Shocker, and it kind of goes through a lot of that. I just wanted to show you guys this thing real quick to show you that it is, it's coming, and it's coming pretty soon. That's what she said. Okay, so, oh, look at this. I want to show you the ass end of this thing, all right? So everybody's going to be running the Vista on this ultralight Shocker. Okay, so I had to come up with this little mount here for the antenna. Now, most people are going to run the air unit on this unit, while you can run the Vista if you want, but most people are going to run the air unit, so I had to devise this craziness in the back to hold the antenna. Now, this system here is the exact same system that is used on this ultralight version of this machine. So if you want to see what I mean by quote-unquote system, go and look at what I said on that other video about this. It's pretty cool. Works the same way. So all the same stuff that fits in the ass end of this guy fits in the butt of that one. Okay. Now, here's another thing that I wanted to mention. This is another big change, is that in this ultralight, okay, these pieces are separate. All right. You can see these are individual pieces. These cage pieces, 1, 2, 3. They're over here as well. And then they're separated by these machined standoffs. Okay, that the way that these things work is they're being joined together and compressed together with these screws. So that means that you could, for instance, take out these two screws and then take these two pieces and pivot them up to access the stack. Well, that is awesome. Okay, that's an amazing feature. And the way that this thing attaches works with this ultralight very well, because it's very lightweight. It is not necessarily designed to be very tough in a crash, because it's very lightweight. Those two things don't typically go together. You have to make some compromises there. So the way that this thing works is there's little holes. You see these little ovals here, and there's a piece in this piece of carbon that extends down and comes through here. So what is keeping this thing in line is this bit in the back. Okay, so this assembly here, this fastener assembly, is compressing the carbon. This works just like the massive droner line. Okay, so this assembly here is compressing this carbon and it's keeping it in place. All right, so this little thing here. Now, I've changed it on the bigger machine. All right, so it uses the same kind of assembly here in the back. You see it here? Okay, obviously it's much thicker carbon, but it is actually anchored here. All right, and the way that I've anchored it is with this piece. This is a hard nylon 3D printed plastic piece. Okay, and you can see that if I rotate it here, there's a captive nut under here. Then you've got a screw that runs through this and anchors this piece to this piece. Now, this screw is then anchoring this piece to that piece to this piece. Okay, so what that means is that all of these, well, this one and this one, are now anchored to that. Whereas on this one, this is allowed to sort of float in here. Now, it's not going to do that. It's not going to have any problem in crashes typically, and definitely not in flight. Rigidity is not going to be any problem because of the mass of this assembly and its intended purpose. This guy's a little bit different because you guys are going to expect to smash this into the roof of your house at 80 miles an hour and that it survived, right? Otherwise, I'd be getting messages, hey, Neil, I smashed my shocker tank into the tree at 90 miles an hour and it broke. What's going on here, man? I don't want to get that email. I want you guys to say, dude, I smashed this thing into my wife's face. No, I smashed this thing into the ground at 100 miles an hour and it just rolled into a rock and everything was absolutely fine. I picked it up, I bent the prop back, and I'm back in the air. And that's what I want to hear. So that is why I put this little bit in here, because I think it's going to be necessary to keep this thing strong in this area. Anyways, maybe I've gone a little bit too much into detail about this particular design element. I'm going to flip these guys over like this. Have another drink of my bourbon. Delicious. And there you have it, my friends. So I'm going to be making some product pages next week and get this thing up for pre-order. Those of you who have pre-ordered the Shocker Ultralight, that machining is almost done. So thank you for having patience and waiting on us. It's going to be worth the wait, and we will be shipping those out to you guys very soon.